Hey there, everyone. Welcome to my channel, Tammy's Flow. Today, I'm doing something a little bit different where I am going to go through some inks that's in my collection where I probably won't use them in a pen for multiple reasons. So, I'm just going to kind of swatch them and show you which ones they are, and then we're gonna have some fun with the ink later on after that. So I'm gonna use my Kakimori steel nib for this. I think that's what I use. Also, I want to say I use a spoon too. But anyways, so the first one is Robert Oster Flaming Blue. Now I have I've used this in a pen before, maybe once or twice, and this is one of my very first samples that I have ever ordered. It wasn't a surprise sample. It was one that I was like, "Ooh, I'm actually interested into this." So, when I first swatched it didn't look like what I thought it would. And I don't remember if I went back and looked it up online, but I just knew that that wasn't something that I wasn't interested in. And so I didn't think too much about it. I was like, well, maybe once I ink it up into a pen, then I would like it more or whatnot. So I ended up doing that, and I think it was in July. I want to say it was July that I inked it up in my Jinhao 10, in my black Jinhao 10. Yeah, it was the black one, and it has a extra fine nib. Yeah, it looked just like the swatch that was on my little card, and it was very grayed out. Like it just didn't look right. It didn't look, I was like, why would I pick this, you know? But the notebook that I'm using here is Aerofil paper, and this looks completely different than what it did in the swatch on my swatch card, and also completely different from when I was writing with it in a pen. Now, when I inked it up, I was matching it with some sterling ink stickers for that month, and I think I wrote for it like a day or two, and I was like, no, I'm not having that. Like, I couldn't even bear to look at it. But on this paper, it looks completely different. This actually looks like what it's supposed to look like, and that's just insane to me. When I was doing a swatch for this video, I was really shook. Like, I was like, okay, it looks actually fine here. Will I ink it up into another pen? I don't know, because the paper that I use is the Tomoegawa paper. Well, also the sands in my planners and stuff like that. So I already know it's not going to look like this on that paper. It's only going to be on this one. So yeah, I don't know if I'll use that again, but it looks beautiful on the swatch here. Okay, for the next one, it's a Colorverse. I think it's the Korea Special. I cannot remember what the name is. I was talking while I was looking at it. I'll write it here on the screen, but this one, it's a green, and it's a very light green. This is something that I definitely won't be able to, I might be able to read it if I inked it up, but it's just too bright for me. It would get on my nerves later on. So I definitely won't be using this one in a pen. It's like a appleish green, but it's too much of a yellow that's in it to me. And yeah, it's too bright. It's too bright. I'm more into dark and moody. So this one is definitely not going to be it. I think I got this one, if I'm not mistaken, I think I got this in a sampler from Ink Journal. Maybe, what does it say on there? Yeah, it's a Ink Journal. King's Road, that's what it's called, King's Road. Uh I got this whenever I got my first couple of Wonderland 222 notebooks, and then they had like a discounted on their samples. I think it was like, what do you get, 7 of them for 9.99 or something like that. So I was like, "Oh, let me go ahead and snag some of those." I really like doing sampler or surprise samplers because like I tend to go for a lot of dark colors and blues and purples and stuff like that. So I just want to get some that is kind of something I wouldn't think to pick. So sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. Most of the time it works out. Okay, next we have Colorverse Brunch Punch. This is also one of the very first samples I got, but I think this was a surprise sample. So this is from Goulet Pens. And Goulet Pens, they give you 2 milliliter samples, which I guess it's enough for me, but I don't go through my pens like that. I prefer to have like more though, in case if I do really like the ink. So I like to go through Vanessa, but if I see something I'm not too sure about it, then I would go through Goulet. But this one, it's crazy how the inks look different on different papers. But this one, it's again a little bit too light for me. It's kind of the same as the King's Road. It's like in the same family, but on this Aerofil paper, it looks darker than it actually what I swatched it as. It's just crazy. I really like this Aerofil paper, by the way. It's really nice to do my swatches on it. I usually use it for my TikToks when I do swatches on there. So I am on TikTok, and if you want to go ahead and follow me on there, go ahead. It's under the same name, Tammy's Flow. But yeah, it's just I'm not a pinkish color. Like a pink is gonna have to really wow me in order for me to use it. But where the lighter shades are, that's how it comes out on the swatches. But yeah, I don't know, it just kind of looks washed out to me. That's what it feels like to me, and I really don't like the look of that. Okay, this one I'm not even gonna try to say it, but it's from Pennonia, and I know I got this with a pen. What pen? Oh, it was my Tailored Penco and Gold Spot pens collaboration. It's my whatever pen. It's with the little nostalgic S on it. I think it came with like 5 different ink samples. They weren't all that great. I remember thinking like, yeah, they're not all that great. But this yellow, I definitely won't use it. Like it's hurting my eyes. It's too bright. Way, way, way too bright. I would like to find a yellow, but probably more on the gold side. Like I really enjoyed writing with Robert Oster Heart of Gold and seeing that gold shimmer, even though I'm not a gold person. I loved writing with that pen, and it went really well with like my coffee theme type stickers and stuff like that. But this, yeah, it's too yellow for me. But I would like to find some sort of yellow, just not this bright, because yeah, this is way too bright. It's too much. I've noticed I have a couple of samples from Pennonia, and I'm not too fond of the brand from the samples that I got, but they're all like surprise samples. I never really looked to see what they have, but I should to see what else that they offer. But I think I have another Pennonia that's going to be in this video actually. Okay, so oh, here it is, the next one. So here is I don't know, apple green. Yeah, it's too light. I consider these two, this yellow, this apple green, and King's Road, kind of like all in the same family. It's very washed out looking. But again, with this paper, you can even see when I like stop with the spoon, like I was like surprised how it looks on this paper. It looks darker than it is on different paper, but That's a really pretty color. Like, that is a really it reminds me of a green Jolly Rancher. But, yeah, it's not gonna look like that on Tomoe River paper, so not gonna be using that one as well, but that's a really pretty green on that paper. But do you see how Kings Road has lightened up so much? Yeah, that's not for me. Brunch Date reminds me of like, um, what do you call it? Like high C fruit punch or something like that. I don't know. It reminds me of those little juice packet things or whatever. And it just like hits like the side of my neck by my ear, like that sourness. I don't know. That's what it reminds me of. So I really don't want to I really don't want to use that pen because that's what it brought me to. Okay, so now we are gonna do a little playing with the inks. I was trying to figure out because I don't want to waste the inks, like I don't want to throw them out or anything like that. So I wanted to figure out a way where I could use it. So I decided I actually have in my ink journal where I do like my writing samples for my pens of the month. I started using what do you call a blunt tip, what do you call it? A syringe, a blunt tip syringe, and then doing like a little splatter thing. So I decided to do something like that on this next page just to get like, you know, feel a little artsy and stuff and just have fun with it. Have some sort of use for it. And I actually really enjoyed that. I did get ink like everywhere. Not too bad. There was one ink, I can't remember which one it was, but it kind of like splashed along my candle and stuff like that, but I'm like it's just a candle. I'm not really worried about it. So, but I had a lot of fun with this and I think it actually came out really good. So, yeah, this is just me playing with the inks. I think I'm going to do this a lot more just cuz it's just something to do and don't have to think about it. It doesn't have to be all pretty or anything like that. But yeah, but it came out looking pretty good. I like having this. I don't know if I might take these pages out and put in my ink journal cuz my Airful notebook is just like random swatches for content, but yeah, I really dig this. So, if you need something to do with some inks that you're not going to use, if you don't plan on giving it away or anything like that, this whole little splatter thing was quite fun to do. So, there's an idea for you. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this because I definitely enjoyed making this and seeing how the different papers affect the inks and the color and whatnot, and then just having a little playtime with the inks. So yeah, if you would like to see more content about fountain pens and inks, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. All right, take care.